The loud ones, they're always the first to start spreading rumors they heard from a friend of a friend. They're the ones hitting share on fake news, just pouring fuel on the fire. And maybe worst of all, they waste all their energy screaming for help from systems, the government, the grid, that in that moment might not even be there to answer. They're basically just screaming into the wind.
So what's the alternative? Well, it's this. This is the stance of the silent survivor. You don't just react, you observe. You don't get swept up in the panic, you wait. And then, when the time is right, you move, quietly and with purpose.
Okay, so I know this all might sound like a lesson from some dusty old history book, but here's the thing. This exact same dynamic is happening all around us, right now, more than ever before. So let me ask you, where is today's battlefield? Where is that screaming herd in our modern world?
Well, we've moved on from the plains of Persia. The new battlefield is right there in your pocket. The rules of the game, the core principles, they are exactly the same. But the arena has changed. It's become a war for your attention and really for your emotional stability.
Yep, the answer is literally in the palm of your hand. The modern noise, that screaming herd, it's the endless algorithm-fueled scroll of social media. It's a digital scream happening 24/7, and it is perfectly designed to create the very same panic that those allies felt on Xenophon's battlefield. And you have to understand, this isn't an accident. It's engineered. It's built to keep you in a constant state of what you might call high-vibration fear, that feeling of outrage, anxiety, and nonstop urgency. And just like screaming on the battlefield, all that emotional output just drains your mental battery. It shatters your focus, and it leaves you totally unable to think clearly or do anything effective. So, if the battlefield is now digital, our tactics have to adapt, right? And that brings us to the survival guide for the information age. We're calling it the Digital Blackout Protocol. It's a modern take on the exact same discipline those 10,000 Greeks used to survive.
It's a pretty simple three-step process, but it's all about making a conscious decision. Are you going to be a passive consumer of all this chaos, or are you going to be an active, silent operator? Let's break down each step.
Okay, step 1, and honestly, this is the most critical part. Silence the input. This means you have to actively cut off the fire hose of digital noise. That might mean curating it, limiting it, or just shutting it off completely. Now, this isn't about being uninformed. It's about refusing to be psychologically played by the manufactured panic of the digital herd.
And here's the payoff. Once you've silenced the input, you can actually move to step 2. Observe the exit. With all that noise gone, you can finally see clearly. While everyone else is distracted and screaming at the big obvious problem, screaming at the wall, your newfound clarity lets you spot what they miss, the subtle opportunity, the overlooked escape route, the hole in the fence.